Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Game Vault podcast stream. I'm your host, Mark. And for those of you that watched our Extra Life stream live on Twitch yesterday, I am alive. I made it through. We'll talk in more details and why that I needed to make that announcement today. But yeah, hope everybody had a good week. We had a tremendously good Saturday. And yeah, I'm glad that I'm here. I was thinking about maybe postponing this till tomorrow so that I could get some rest, but I'm feeling good. I got too many things to do Monday, so we're here with the podcast. So yeah, as you can see up there, we have reached $610 of our $750 goal. We will definitely cross that by the end of the year. I have no doubt. Roxy still got to do her stream. So I'm anticipating getting, past those numbers and reaching some goals after that. Yeah, so Saturday was fun. I did the the hot sauce wheel spin thing. I ended up, because of the gracious donations of you all out there, ended up consuming 23 chicken nuggets. And 3 of them were ghost pepper, which I think if it was any more ghost pepper, I may have had a worse time today. I think what I would like to have happened, to be honest, because you do want some suffering and all, that's the whole point of doing the wheel, is that I would have liked for some more of the 3 and 4 star ones to come up. I was getting like ghost pepper, and then I'd get one of the 1s and 2s. But there was no, like, there's this one that's ranked a 4 that's not really a 4, at least to me. And there's another 4 that is a 4 that we got. Not doing Pepper X. Not doing that. Ghost Pepper's probably the limit. Maybe a Carolina Reaper. Maybe. But yeah, I think my disappointment with the wheel was that it wasn't consistently 3 and up. I had, Polynesian twice. I had the Mexicana twice, which are 1 and 2s. I get the barbecue. The Crystal wasn't as hot as I thought it was going to be. It's the extra hot version of Crystal. So I already know Crystal's not really that big of a thing. So I was thinking this being extra hot would work. A little bit. What I'm saying is I wish I could have chosen. I should have chosen a different wheel. I think there are different wheels that we've used in the past. This one was just the one that I had saved, that I knew how to work and could do real fast if I needed to edit anything. But there are other wheels where you can change the size of the pie. And I think that's what I would want to do. I might do that for next Saturday. If anybody donates, I might change the size of some of them and give the 1% like smaller chances and the other ones bigger chances. Yeah, so I think that's what I'm going to do. I want to rig the game a little bit more than it was rigged. It was way too fair. Each pie size was the same size. So no advantage, no disadvantage. So, lesson learned, but I think this is something going forward for Extra Life or any marathon, fundraisers we do on the channel. It didn't feel like 23 chicken nuggets. Well, I did spread them out over a day, so it's probably like 2 meals. Yeah, truth is, the game was rigged from the start. I wish. So the nugget thing was a success. As you can see by some of the donations that pop up here. The Delvecchios really understood the game and donated $40, I think, total, in $5 increments to make me spin the wheel 7 or 8 times. So hopefully, we'll get people doing that going forward. for the next couple weeks or so, and we can slowly creep up to our goals and stuff like that. Yeah, so once again, we'll be live on Saturday. I'm tentatively saying 5 p.m. It might be 5:30. I think, honestly, I think I only have, if I have games on Saturday, I think it's just the women, which would be 12. So 5 should work. If it's both, it'll probably be still 5. The only reason it was 5:30 on Saturday was essentially because the basketball game that I do, the scoreboard, went into overtime and added like 20 minutes to the time, which is basically my drive home. I would have been home by 5 if that game ended in regulation, and we could have started at 5. Yeah, so it's definitely not 4:30. I was being a little too ambitious with 4:30. But 5 o'clock should be when we would start every Saturday stream. We might go earlier if I have a theme, like how we play through Dispatch, all 6 episodes. If we have something like that, where I just want to play a game for like 6 to 8 hours with you guys, we might start earlier. And yeah, so that's the plan. It's every Saturday, probably going to start at 5. We'll start earlier in the day if I have things to do at night. If I have things to do during the day, we might start later. But we will go past midnight probably every Saturday from here until the end of the year. December 31st is our big stream, our final end stream. Yeah. So be on the lookout for that. We're probably going to have a Jackbox stream at some point. Jen has a multiplayer horror game that she would like us to play. So we have a lot of things in just barely from being confirmed. So just be on the lookout for on the Blue Sky or in Jen's Discord. She might announce things there. So yeah, just keep a lookout. Extra Life was fun this year. I had a lot of fun with Dispatch. Yeah. Thank you for the follow, Quackle Sandwich. Yeah, just because I do apologize. I think it's like a 10-minute wait to comment. I put that on during the what's it called? During Dispatch last night, just so nobody spoiled things. I don't know if I switched it back. I've been laying around most of the day today, so. But thank you for your follow. Yeah, so speaking of games that we played, I'll just go in order. So we started off the day. I finished Mega Man 3. If you watched the last Monday stream we did of it, and I was really struggling with where the hitbox was for this final boss, or second to last boss. Then I was like, I gotta watch someone play this, because I banged my head against this boss for like a half hour, it felt like, on Monday. And then I watched someone, do that, and immediately once they beat the first phase, they brought out Rush Jet, jumped on Rush Jet, went up and just peppered the boss from where it couldn't hit them. And I was mad because A, I never thought of Rush Jet, and B, I forgot you could shoot on Rush Jet. Probably a strategy I should have been using at other points. But yeah, so we got done that pretty quickly, and then I was banging my head against the final boss because I couldn't figure out where the hitbox was on the boss. I was hitting everything I thought was a hitbox, and then one of the final things that I saw, I was like, oh, that's thunder. I was like, there seems to be this hole at the top of this robot, and one of the weaknesses is search snakes. And I was like, what if I jump and throw a search snake like into that hole? And that ended up being how it was. I didn't have to look it up. And yeah, Did they up that since yesterday, or has that been about the same? 6 to 12 inches of snow is, yeah, that's crazy for the first snow of the year. But you are near a Great Lake, so lake effect snow is kind of insane anyway. Um, so yeah, be safe. We will be here to stream. Um, we'll be here Monday, Thursday, I think Friday. I think I may do something on Friday. And Saturday, of course. Um, so we will have if you get shut in because of snow, but in that area, I doubt it's anything more than a day inconvenience. Um, because you're I don't know about your area. I'm speaking out of turn, but I would imagine. Yeah, I would imagine that from my time in state college that they pretty much would get everything roads back to normal pretty quickly compared to Philadelphia. So I would imagine that your area is similar um, in terms of being able to go places. Um, yeah, so we beat Mega Man 3, so we're gonna start Mega Man 4 tonight. If you're watching this on YouTube or listening to the podcast. Then I had a little bit more time before I had to leave. So we went through a run of Master Sword percent for Link to the Past. I was using the English ROM, which I think I might need to use the Japanese 1.0 ROM. Just text boxes are faster and save me a couple seconds. Here and there. I think I would have been under a half hour. If I wouldn't have. Yeah, that's true. Other drivers. Yeah. For the audio listeners, the Goat mentioned that he's more worried about other drivers than his ability to drive because they forget how to drive in snow every year. So yeah. Sending our best to Goat. So I got to Moldorm, the boss of Hera, and I got him down to one hit, and then I got knocked off the platform. I almost went 3 for 3 on bosses doing them first time, which is how you obviously save time in that game. So I think I can get it under. I'm sorry, I'm shaking the table. I think I can get it under half hour, or not under a half hour, within between 30 and 40 minutes, just by cleaning up Moldorm and killing him a lot faster. Because I got the Knights in Eastern. I can do those pretty quickly. There might be a faster way to kill the worms. Mountain Desert. But Moldorm is my Achilles heel on this run. But we did pretty good. I think it was about 40, 45 minutes, which is average. So, yeah, that was how we ended the morning. Tom played some Pokemon, a ROM hack or something of Pokemon, which he might carry on playing. He said he had a good time with it, so that was the afternoon. Then I returned to 5:30, and we played through the a Pokemon Pure RGB. I guess I'm pretty sure that's red, green, blue. But yeah, that was what he played. All those videos should be up this week. I downloaded Tom's version, and I can just edit that and throw that up, Tom. Unless if there's any special editing you want to do to it, just let me know. I was just going to do the basic editing. So we should have all the videos up because what I was just saying, we played through the first 6 episodes of Dispatch. Yeah. Okay, you can edit it out. I have part 3 scheduled to go up on Thursday. If you're able to do it by then, let me know. Yeah, because I want part 3 to be up Friday at the latest. Or we can talk about it, but don't need to litigate it here on podcast. Yeah. So yeah, you should see the pending uploads on YouTube when you go to see that. Um, but yeah, so we played Dispatch. Um, I'll be completely honest. That game may be a contender for third on my list this year. Um, you know, Expedition 33 is number one with a bullet. Um, Death Stranding 2 is up there. Um, yeah, there's this is a game that sort of came out of nowhere. That's one of those games that other years when Clair Obscur was not the game it is, um, would have been number one. You know, the Dispatch could have won in other years, but it's really hard to beat Clair Obscur. Um, so yeah, yeah, but this is probably, I would say, with confidence, because I don't know how they're going to land the plane, because we got 2 more episodes that we're gonna stream on Saturday as part of the week 2 of Extra Life. This could be the best Telltale game. It's from the people that made Telltale games since Walking Dead season 1. I liked it better than what I played of The Wolf Among Us. I liked it better than Tales of the Borderlands so far. The voice acting is impeccable. The writing is really, really good and really natural. And no character seems to ever, change their like there's not an out of the blue change in a character. Like every time a character changes, it is for a reason, and there is a way to build back to a choice you made or something that happens in the story. There's no out of nowhere, no connection. It's really tight writing. The animation is gorgeous. It could be an animated TV show, and I would watch it without any of the interactive parts. I could do that. You didn't have to do any of the quick time events or anything. You can just watch the cinematic play out. I would have gladly done that, but I want to do. It's fun to fail missions. We only restarted one mission, and here it didn't matter. The final hacking thing of episode 6, I failed because I'm trying to figure out how to, it feels like this would be better on a computer. On a controller, than on mouse and keyboard. Just because I'm more natural on, up, down, left, right, all that, like muscle memory while looking, than WASD. I could do it, and you saw me doing it, and the arrow keys and the mouse, and I did it. I did well, but I feel like I would have been better off on a controller. But yeah, I should have seen if my controller. Maybe we'll try that on Sunday. That I have plugged into the computer would work, to be a little bit better. But yeah. The instant that that you meet characters, like we had a group. I called it the Tribunal, for 2 decisions in the game. Oh yeah, hell yeah, we're still Team Invisigal. Yeah, I am full on board with Invisigal. The character is really well written. That type of female character is something I'm drawn towards. A little bit of a smart ass, and all that. Yeah, you can use a controller. Especially, I've seen people play on console and it's all controller. And I saw the controller layout and I'm like, this would speak to me a lot better than the mouse and keyboard. But yeah. So Laura Bailey voices Invisigal, and she is amazing again. There's so much, and this is going to be all the characters. I can break it down. All of them are the same way. You can feel like you can feel what they're trying to emote. It's probably a bad way to explain it. I haven't had time to write down my thoughts on this, but every time a character speaks or has interactions with Robert, the main character, you can feel that there's more behind it than what is being said. And sometimes that's hard in voice acting. You know, to have like between the lines, subtext, in just inflection and stuff like that. And I think having so many great voice actors in it, plus, you know, some other people that are just starting out, or, you know, people from like the influencer community, in some cases, you know, in there, kind of everybody does a great job of understanding their character. And I think that's what makes it really, really, really good. You know, it's what fails sometimes in bigger games, is that they play too much to type. And I feel like at least the two main characters here, in terms of whatever the blonde girl's name, Blonde Blazer, and Invisigal, like they feel like they have a little bit of stereotype in there, because, you know, that's what they feel like they should present. But then there's cracks and all that within that you can see without them outright saying, I'm not like that person. You know, that's not the real me, you know. But just little cracks in the armor on both sides. It's well done. It's a really, really good game. I'd recommend it to anyone out there. Yeah, and then I finished up tonight. I did some late game Hades 2. We, you know, post credits, you know, getting to the true ending. You know, I beat the surface again to reveal one of the statues I had to reveal. I'm trying to be as vague as possible, so pay people spoilers. And then we went to start revealing another statue, and I ran into a special thing that happened where you fight someone special out of the blue that I didn't even know about, and that's where we died, and that's where we ended. So if you don't care about Hades 2 spoilers, or you have already gotten the true ending on it, you can watch that video when it comes up and see what I'm talking about. But Hades 2 is still great. That's probably my number 2 game of the year right now. The top 5 is pretty loaded. It's probably been the best top 5 in a long time that I can think of. I might have to look back at lists, but I can't think of a top 5 where any other year each individual game would be a game of the year. Usually I can do that with the top 3. You know, I mean, I guess any game in a top 10 could be game of the year if they weren't released when other games were released. But for this top 5, there's possibly a chance, depending on how Outer Worlds finishes, which I'm working on, which we'll get to next. You know, could have been a contender. And I didn't even play some of the other games that are up for possible game of the year. So, yeah. Thumbs up for Hades 2 and Dispatch. Really, really good games. Then on Friday, we did a hasty, or a couple, it was this Friday. Or it was last Friday. Last Friday. We did a hasty glance at the Outer Worlds 2. I played a little bit more of that. It's good. I'm feeling a little more connected to it than I did the original Outer Worlds. But not. I feel like it's just something's missing. Maybe I get a little further. I'm not that far past what you guys saw on stream there. But yeah, I'm gonna probably try and play a little bit more of that maybe next Sunday or during the week or something. To figure out where that falls in my list. Yeah, and besides that, I got back into college football. I went through my mourning period of my Penn State Nittany Lions not being anywhere near a good football team this year, despite the fact that they did almost beat Indiana on Saturday, the number 2 team in the country. And I got back into it and played through some of that. I got to figure out whether on that game if I'm going to go to a new job or just cheat and move the current team I am into a power conference, because the game is programmed in that if you're not in a power conference, no matter you could play. I did an experiment. I literally played teams that were ranked 1, 2, 4, and 6 as my non-conference games. For you sports people out there, this probably means nothing. Tom will understand what I mean. So I played 1, 2, 4, and 6. I was 3, and then I would bump up. I started the year at 3. Then I went into my conference schedule, which I'm in a non-power conference, the American Conference. I am the head coach of the Tulane Green Wave, Roll Wave. And I just keep going down. Like, I started the conference year number 1 team in the country, and I've just been destroying the teams in my conference, and I just go down a spot each week. I'm currently 5th. So the game is definitely programmed not the way, because if we were doing like how AP and all does that now, I would definitely stay in the top 3. No matter if teams have beaten each other and flipped around, my team would just sit at 3rd at the worst. Knowing some people that do have a vote in the AP poll, and other people that work with universities that know how the coaches poll works. They're not really, I don't know what the, college football playoff would do if a situation like this occurred where a team in a non-power conference was just the best team in the country and was just rolling teams by 40 points in their conference every week. I don't know if that'll ever happen, but so I've been battling that. But it's fun. I get to figure out new plays, check out the RPO system and all that stuff in games that I know I'll win even if I fuck up. So that's been nice. And then I played some more hockey. I got like 8 games left in the regular season. My guy has 220 something points, 120 something goals. It's getting ridiculous. But yeah, trying to get him 100, which is ridiculous. 100 goals, 100 assists season. So we're working towards that. That's all I've really been playing. So we're gonna have Mega Man 4 on Monday. Tom will stream on Thursday. I may have a hasty glance on Friday, or at least check in because I bought some DLC for American Truck Simulator. We may check that out, or something similar. And then Saturday we'll be back. Trails in the Sky will be at 9 o'clock. Extra Life stuff will be 5 to that. And then if I'm still able to keep going or we want to go back to what I was doing before Trails, we'll do it after. So, yeah, we're here for the long haul on Saturday. And then we'll be doing that every Saturday for the rest of the year. So, yeah. So, without further ado, I'm going to be a little quick with the news section here. We will go to the news. The big story, really, honestly, the only thing we need to talk about. Looking through all the news, there's a couple other news stories. I'm being facetious, but GTA 6 is delayed again until November 2026. The team needs additional time to finish the game, with a high level of polish players expect and deserve. And for you audio listeners, I'm going to answer Goat's question in the chat, which if you come to twitch.tv/GameVaultPod, I can interact with you in the chat and answer any, side questions that might come up during the pod, like Goat's question. Yes, did I see that Alex Ovechkin broke the all-time NHL goals record? And I said, yes. I saw that he also got the 900 goals. As well, which is kind of amazing. And which, when you simulate NHL seasons, they don't know when these players will retire. So I think Ovechkin ends up with like 1,050 goals or something ridiculous by the time they retire him out of NHL 25. So, yeah. But, Ovi is one of the greatest players of all time. That's an objective fact, and he's been fun to watch. I am definitely, prone to love Russian wingers, which is why I love the Flyers Russian winger and Matvei Michkov. So yeah, and then Tom, taking it back to GTA 6 here, says, what other games will inevitably be delayed to get away from this in the fall? Now, I have two opinions on this, and then I'll read the rest of the article. Before one, this means nothing, in the sense of for GTA. I would only be worried about GTA in general, like the game, not coming together or something being wrong in the studio or something, if the game gets delayed out of fiscal year 2026. So if we see this game get delayed again and it's after March of 2027, then I'm worried that something is going on with this game. But as long as it stays in fiscal year 2026, I don't think there's much of an issue. I think this delay was less shocking to me than the original delay. Because get it around the holidays, maybe you end up straddling systems like you did with GTA 5. This comes out on PS5, Xbox Series X, and then a year and a half later, they have new systems. You can re-release this into the new systems and get more money. It works out perfectly. I wouldn't be surprised if this doesn't get delayed to March 2027. And then that's when it comes out. That would not shock me at all. But anyway, so Grand Theft Auto 6 has been delayed until November 19th, 2026. The news was announced today by Rockstar as part of Take-Two's, and this was on November 7th. Take-Two's second quarter earnings. In a release shared with IGN, Take-Two shared that the delay, God, I hate bad writing, was given the team some additional time to finish the game with the high level of polish players expect and deserve. Rockstar has our full support, of course, and we are confident they will deliver an unrivaled blockbuster entertainment experience. Yeah, they definitely announced it way too early. Like I said, I would only be worried about the game if it gets out of fiscal year 2026. Then something is definitely wrong. Yeah, it got leaked and all this stuff, and then they had to announce it and all. GTA 6 officially announced for fall 2025 release when CEO Strauss Zelnick said he felt confident in even amid speculations of delay. The game was then delayed to May 2026, which is fiscal year 2026, with Rockstar citing needing extra time to deliver the quality experience you deserve. Yeah, and as IGN says here, it's not exactly a surprise if GTA 6 has been delayed again, given the studio's past record of delays, and while most of fans prepare to wait patiently for GTA 6 regardless of when it drops, some fans are taking the news a bit hard. Yeah, and then they list some memes here. So GTA 6 coming out. I can see them hitting the November date for sure. But I could also see them just going, why don't we just do March? Do end of fiscal year. There'll be less competition. I mean, there'll be no competition. People get the fuck out of the way of this game. But maybe they'll see. But I think the holiday rush, maybe there'll be cheaper systems at that point. Who knows? Maybe the tariffs will be gone. Knock on wood and all that. And this can be something like, hey, get your PS5 for $500 or something. I'm just making up a number. Your Pro for $600 with GTA 6. And something like that. So, I expect us at the Game Awards to see a trailer. I think that is 100% going to happen. Next up, I pulled this because this files under this game was coming out. So Marvel 1943, Rise of Hydra, is delayed beyond early 2026. Now, this is a worry thing because it crosses fiscal years. GTA 6 isn't the only. Exactly, this game is not coming out. GTA 6, and this will be another Amy Hennig, I believe, joint that just never sees the light of day, like Star Wars, whatever that Star Wars game she was working on. So, as the IGN story says, GTA 6 isn't the only high-profile video game delayed today. Marvel's 1943 Rise of Hydra has suffered a delay of its own. Coming just an hour after Rockstar announced GTA 6 had moved from May to November, Skydance Games announced that Marvel 1943 Rise of Hydra was delayed beyond early 2026. In a statement, Skydance said that the delay was necessary to fully realize our vision. Tellingly, this is not high profile. I have my issues with IGN's writing all the time. Every time I have to read this. Fully realize our vision. Tellingly, no new release window was offered. This is yet another delay to Rise of Hydra, which in May was pushed out of 2025 to early 2026. Marvel 1943 Rise of Hydra is, I'm just going to call it 1943 from here on out. As much as I'd love to, you have to say the full name. It's just annoying. It's a narrative-driven adventure featuring Captain America Azuri, the Black Panther of the 1940s, Gabriel Jones of the Howling Commandos, and Nanali, a Wakandan spy embedded in occupied Paris. Scroll down a bit here. It hit the headlines early in 2024 after an eye-catching trailer revealed as part of Epic Games' State of Unreal event at GDC. Yeah, this is why this game's not coming out. And here, yes, and this answers my question from earlier. It is in development at Skydance Games team, which is led by Amy Hennig of Uncharted fame. Hennig's Skydance team is also working on an untitled Star Wars game, which is yet to be fully revealed, and will probably never be fully revealed. File this under games that are never coming out. I don't know how Amy Hennig does it. It's Amy Hennig. I'm thinking of a completely other person. But yes, Amy Hennig. This was ridiculous news that I saw in there that I just had to share. I don't know why they needed to announce this, but EA and BioWare, EA is just trying to PR the hell out of whatever purchase happened. So all these weird stories are coming out. So EA and BioWare remain committed to next Mass Effect game, and yes, romances will return. Mass Effect developer BioWare has reaffirmed its commitment to making the series' next game, just weeks after publisher EA agreed to go private. In a blog post today to mark the Mass Effect's franchise's annual End 7-Day celebrations, franchise boss Mike Gamble said he wanted to set the record straight after all the rumors lately. Let's start the record straight. This is from Gamble. The next Mass Effect game is in development, and EA and BioWare remain committed to telling more stories in the universe. Fans had questioned whether EA would remain committed to Mass Effect and BioWare in general, following the completion of its enormous deal and the lackluster response to the studio's previous game, Dragon Age: The Veilguard. Today's statement is clearly meant to calm fans' concerns, though actual new information in the next Mass Effect game remains scarce. The truth is, the last few years have been incredibly busy time at BioWare, Gamble continued. But currently the team is heads down and focused exclusively on Mass Effect. We have a lot of universes to cover, a lot of features to build, and a lot of romances to figure it out. So, will this happen? Most likely. Will it be any good? Probably not. This is them saying, like, nothing to see here with the going private. And honestly, the reason why I said it's going to come out is because I think it's BioWare's last shot to not become a Battlefield support studio. With the way Veilguard was received and the development hell that was in, and all the other misses recently, this is their last shot. So it's going to happen. And if it's not good, then that's the end. So that's why I said it'll come out. And I don't think it'll be any good. But, yeah. Yeah, this has just been part of the PR blitz that EA has been making ever since the sale. Sonic Racing Cross Worlds finally has a Nintendo Switch 2 edition release date, and it's not too far off. Sonic Racing Cross Worlds is coming to Nintendo Switch 2 on December 4th, 2025. The Nintendo Switch edition will be available digitally for players priced $69.99. The Nintendo Switch 2 edition upgrade pack will also be available for $10 to owners of the Switch 1 version, and allows both content and progress to transfer over. A physical version is coming, which Sega says will feature the full base game on the cartridge, but that's not expected to release until early 2026. Sega also revealed that there will not be a limited runs game collector's edition for the Nintendo Switch 2, nor any pre-order sweeteners for that particular version. The publisher confirms that there will not be a digital deluxe edition on Nintendo Switch 2 edition. However, you can still access the Nintendo Switch 2 Enhanced Digital Deluxe Edition content by buying the Nintendo Switch Deluxe Edition and the Nintendo Switch 2 Edition Upgrade Pack. If you already own the game, you can also upgrade by purchasing Nintendo Switch Season Pass. So I have not gotten a chance to play this, but I will. They did kill their studio making Anthem. That was one of the failures, and they need Mass Effect. Going back before we cut back to this, the chat over on Twitch is why I got to figure out the delay. But anyway. Anthem was the thing that killed BioWare. And then they've been trying to find footing, and they've just been failing and stepping on rakes crazily. So I'm glad that Sonic Racing Cross Worlds is coming to Nintendo Switch 2. Because from all things I've heard, it's really well done. It's better than the Team Racing, the one that was between Racing Transformed and this one. So I'm looking forward to finally getting to play it. We'll probably play it sometime in December on stream. I'll play it as one of the marathons, but I'm hoping to get it sometime this month to play on my personal time. Next up, speaking of more, I should have put this before the Sonic. I didn't realize I didn't switch them. But the Mass Effect TV series won't retread Shepard's story and will be set after the original trilogy. Just wanted to make note of this. Not much discussion here. But Amazon's upcoming Mass Effect TV adaptation will focus on an original story rather than rehashing BioWare's classic trilogy of video games starring Commander Shepard. We've been partnering closely with Amazon on the series, and we're really excited with what the talented team over there is coming up with. Mike Gamble wrote, the writer's room is going strong, and we got a lot figured out about how it fits within the Mass Effect's canon, and where it sits in respect to the new game. The show will explore a brand new story within the universe's timeline and will be set after the original trilogy. It won't be a retread of Commander Shepard's story because, after all, that's your story, isn't it? So only reason I pulled this is that it looks like Mass Effect's going the route of Fallout and allowing Amazon Studios and stuff to write a completely original story in the universe, which I think is the right way to go, to be completely honest. So I am intrigued at where they will go with this. And before we go into the next story, give me 1 second while I go and blow my nose not on camera. The downside to doing this solo is that you can't have somebody else talk while you go blow your nose. Anyway, so yeah, essentially, I'm interested to see where they go with this. Yeah, exactly. Just do what the Fallout people did, and let someone else take a swing in the universe. Give them all the lore, all the aspects, all the places, and just let them find something. Um, I can't wait for Fallout Season 2 to see where they go going to New Vegas. So, yeah. Yeah, so I just wanted to pull this because I like what Amazon did and just the upgrade that it looks like BioWare is letting them do their thing. Next up, Red Dead Redemption 2, now the fourth best-selling video game of all time. Amid confirmation that GTA 6 has been delayed again, we have word that Rockstar's Red Dead Redemption 2 has become the fourth selling game of all time. The sequel sold over 79 million units, and the entire series is now at 106 million. You know, essentially, like I said, the N7 stuff revealed a lot of this stuff. I bring this up too because it's one of our goals. Is if we get the $2,000 on the donation, I will, play through from where I'm at in Red Dead Redemption 2 to the end on stream after I rage quit when I was playing it last. But yeah, and all this, and we got one more Take-Two Rockstar story, to do. I couldn't find a real good article on the other thing going on, so we'll just talk about it after the next one. So moving on to the final Rockstar story. And just because, the release with those numbers definitely coincided with this quote. Rockstar co-founder Dan Houser says Red Dead Redemption 3 will probably happen, and he'd feel a bit sad about it because it was a cohesive 2-game arc. Rockstar co-founder and former lead writer Dan Houser has said he felt more sad. Said he'd feel more sad to learn Red Dead Redemption 3 was in development without him than he feels about GTA 6, but admits the game will probably happen. And that is because it sold a hell of a lot of games. 2018's Epic Western is considered a masterpiece and one of the greatest video games of all time. Houser was lead writer on it, as he was for almost all of Rockstar's games. But having left the company over 5 years ago, Houser recently confirmed to IGN that GTA 6 won't have a story or character set he developed, but expects the game to be great nonetheless. So essentially all of this Rockstar and Take-Two stuff comes out while they're in the midst of union busting. It's probably the easiest way to put it, where they laid off a bunch of workers that they said were in a chat that may have leaked stuff. And it might violate UK law, and all this really, really negative shit going on right before N7 day, and then, all this positive stuff comes out, and it's just like, it just reminds you, the video game industry, like maybe Red Dead Redemption. This is just overall, just been a shitty 2 weeks. I don't know how much of that union busting stuff, well, I'm sure Rockstar's involved in it, but how much of that is Take-Two, as being the piece of shit company they are. But yeah, all this great news they announced here, overshadowed by that, of course. But yeah, I think, and going to something Night Duck put in the chat, what if they changed the last word to indicate it's related, but a different series? Yeah, exactly. I feel like the worst thing they did was name the third game Red Dead Redemption 2. Because, you had multiple RDRs you could have done. I mean, Reloaded, Revolution, you could have just done a third one in that thing and just made that the series and not put a number on it. I think that's the biggest failure, because the game is one of the best games of all time from what I've heard. But I feel like I would have been more impressed if they just kept the series that way. As much as no matter your opinion on the games in general, I think the fact that Final Fantasy VII didn't name them Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 1, Part 2, Part 3. That they gave them titles. I feel like that's very smart. It allows them, each game, to have its own personality. I don't know if I'm... great Matrix ideas there, Night Duck. Anti-Redemption and Enter the Revolver. Pretty good. I like those jokes. Yeah. I think in general, having it be Remake, Rebirth, and whatever the third game is going to be called, I don't know exactly how to explain what I'm thinking, but when it allows people to say that title and people understand, like you can go, what's a good example? I guess GTA is a good example. You could go, I played GTA 4, and like, which one was that? Oh, that's the second one in New York. Okay. But if you said, I played Vice City, everybody knows exactly what game you're talking about. I feel if you're going to have games that have very specific and set in different locations, I feel having a colon something after it helps a lot more than just putting 2 after it. Maybe just a weird thing in my regard, but hopefully if Red Dead 3 comes out, it is good. And finally, last story. Microsoft announces Xbox Game Pass November Wave, the first one under the new subscription tier. Microsoft has announced that Xbox Game Pass on November 20th with lineups headlined by Call of Duty Black Ops 7. As Microsoft-owned video game, Black Ops launches straight into Game Pass day one when it comes out. That's across cloud, console, and PC for Game Pass Ultimate and PC Game Pass subscribers only. So you need to have one of the top tiers to get this early. But there are a number of games hitting Game Pass before Treyarch and Raven's first-person shooter. Dead Static Drive. I'm going to see if they just have a list here. So Dead Static Drive, Sniper Elite Resistance, Egging On, Whiskerwood, Boyd Train have all already come out. The first 2 are, the first one, Dead Static Drive, is just Game Pass Ultimate and PC Game Pass. Sniper Elite Resistance, you can get with Premium on top of the others. Egging On is also only Ultimate and PC Game Pass. Whiskerwood is also Ultimate and PC Game Pass. Void Train, you can get that with Premium. Then the things that have not been released yet, Great God Grove is Ultimate and Premium. Lara Croft and the Temple of Osiris is Ultimate and Premium. Pigeon Simulator is Ultimate and PC Game Pass only. Rail Hunters Legends is Ultimate and Premium. Winterborough is Ultimate and PC. And Call of Duty is Ultimate and PC. And the most important news story from this is one of the games leaving on November 15th. So I'll just go through them all. Blacksmith Master, Football Manager 2024, because I think 2025 is coming. Frostpunk, Spirit Tea, and Stalker 2 Heart of Chernobyl. Now, the reason why that is, and good night, Night Duck. It's because Stalker 2, I believe, had a lot of Microsoft backing or Xbox backing behind it when it came out and was free day one and all that. But since it is not an Xbox Game Studios game, it can be taken off Game Pass. It's shitty that it is, but they are really only promising that the Xbox Studio games are the ones that will stay on the whole time. And also, Microsoft is still in the BDS boycott. So if you are following that, it's still going on and it is still there. But I like to point this out for people, just to let everybody know what's going on. in terms of Game Pass. So that'll do it. Thank you all for joining me. It's been fun as always. I will be back tonight with Mega Man 4. Then Tom will be Thursday with Final Fantasy 6. We're finally going to get one of the main characters we have left. And then Friday might be a hasty glance or maybe an American Truck Simulator thing, because I got a couple new maps since the last time we ever streamed any of that to show off. They're in the middle of the heartland now in the United States. I'm hoping they get the whole United States at some point, because that would be pretty cool. It's a big country, so it might be a couple more years. But hopefully they'll make a ton of money off all that stuff. Or if they're still doing it, so I'm assuming they are. And then Saturday will be week 2 of Extra Life. As you notice, the donation thing there, we are at $610 of our $750 goal. About 81% there, it says. So, we will. I haven't figured out what we're playing before Trails in the Sky. Trails starts at 9, but we will definitely be playing something. Maybe we'll do some game show thing, because the Family Feud section that we played, because I had 10 minutes before my food was ready to pick up, that we played before I went and picked up my food, was pretty fun. I will admit. So, yeah, that'll do it. Thank you all for being here. Be sure to follow us on Blue Sky at Gameball Pod. And then also subscribe to our YouTube channel where all of our past streams are going, including Extra Life stuff that I'm trying to get up quicker than usual. And also our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/GameVaultPod. If you're not watching live, which you can, every Sunday, 9 p.m. I'm here. You can talk and chat, as you saw, going to the left of me there with Night Duck, Goat, and Metal Militia, which are, I would say, the unofficial members of the Game Vault Pod News channel, I guess, because, they're the ones here almost every week, but you can join and make it bigger. We have plenty of room for expansion. So, yeah, I will see you guys tonight, and as always, we'll see you next time. Bye!